I messed up. I made a huge mistake that cost me so much money.
My name's Alan with Andrews.
Alan with Andrews. The mistake I made was actually in part of trying to be kind of clever and witty, and that was to have draft cocktails on draft that was pushed through a nitrogen system so that they would not be carbonated. They would still come out flat, which made me have to like rent nitrogen tanks and then install nitrogen awareness systems or like monitoring systems, something to that effect, that was in regulation and code with the city. It was supposed to be like this really cool thing. We have cocktails on draft. What happened was,
I just replaced your couplers from the old cocktail couplers. Whoever ran it before ran separate lines, and you already had the 2 regulators you needed for the extra 2 taps. So I just removed what we didn't need and added a couple pieces of line, and you're good to go.
What happened was the kegs and the cocktails inside the kegs would like settle and extrapolate. So depending on where you're at in the keg, it would be like too much alcohol or too fruity, too non-alcoholic. The alcohol would settle out in the solution, and people just weren't ordering the cocktail on draft. The whole thing was not as big of a deal, and because of the inconsistencies in the mix of the kegs, the bartenders actually quit making the cocktails on draft. And so I stepped in, like, what's going on over here? And they told me the whole story. It's like, well, let's rip out this whole system and add more beer, because people love to drink beer on draft. That's what we ended up doing, and I couldn't be more happier. I messed up, and that's just part of being a business owner and trying new things. Is you're gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. The biggest thing you have to do is just fix the mistakes and don't let it linger. Like, find the problem and pivot quickly, and don't linger on it if it's not working. I obviously lingered on it for 1.5 years until I realized how bad of a situation it was and how great it could be. So couldn't be happier now. It is Onassis Greek Tap House and Kitchen. What's a tap house without beer taps? So 2 more beer taps puts us right where we need to be.
Ran separate lines, and you already had the 2 regulators you needed for the extra 2 taps. So I just removed what we didn't need and added a couple pieces of line, and you're good to go.
So it wasn't actually a really difficult thing, no?
No, well, not once you understood what was in there.
Okay.
You were kind of set up for the 5 already, or 6.
There was no way that I would have ever been able to do this. Like, with my knowledge base, that would have been impossible to achieve.
I think you could have.
Whatever.
I think you could have.
Well, thanks, my man. I appreciate it, and I'm excited to have more beers on tap. Thank you, Andrews, for going above and beyond as you always do.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay, I was not planning on going to the restaurant today, but my manager told me that the beer company was there, so I had to show you guys what was going on.
Yeah, be phenomenal, or be for God. They fall like dominoes, soft as cod.
First workout of 2023, back in biceps.
Ready, I'm ready, come test my ride. Time is ticking, man, we ain't waiting all day. No politicking or ego tripping, you late. New day means new games. Leg day, how I move weights. With my crew like Wu-Tang, this Batman, not Bruce Wayne. You wanna be safe or stronger? Ready for war, I'm covered in armor.
Back is done. Super pumped right now. Fantastic. But a message really to myself. I mean, it's for you, but really it's for myself. It's like, I'm 36 now, and part of this hustle mindset and this unrelentless grinding mindset in business is like, if you turn that on and that's where you're gonna go, like, your body will fall apart. And that's why I did Ironman, because I went so far into business, I turned around and I was like this fat slop. And I'm sorry, man, are we looking for one of these? I really needed to realign and rebalance out what's important in life. And ultimately, at the end of the day, your health is the most important, and I think we forget that in our young age. So, and that's a message to myself, but you can hear it as well. I'm gonna knock out some biceps and get out of here and continue about my day.
Let's go! Making them proud, I'm making them pay. I'm running the game, I'm running it up. Don't wanna get burned, don't play with the flame. Too out to touch. Facing the storm, I fight through the pain. I go high, go think I'm going insane. Know it's a stake, do what you want, just stay out the way. Hey, get ready, I'm running. Oh yeah, we coming. Keeping the winds abundant. No pain, I numb it. Hard times, I love it. Don't duck when they coming. These legs ain't running. I'ma keep it 100.
My biggest fear for 2023, and by allowing the business and the vlog, have a good day.
Take care.
Having the business and the vlog consume my life is getting fat. So I have to make a conscious decision every day not to get fat in the pursuit of vlogging every day and running the business at optimal levels. So although I won't reach maximum peak performance, I will at least fight off obesity. And at my age, that's a hard thing to do. It sticks a lot easier these days than it used to. Success is never owned, it's rented. And rent is due every day. I mean, it really is due today, not every day, but I actually have to write rent check for Aristotle Inc., which is Onassis Creek Tap House and Kitchen. $7,345.15. So we're gonna write this check, which I was supposed to do the other day, and I failed to, so I'm a little late, but I think it's due on the 1st and late on the 10th. So we're gonna get it out there just in time and start the game all over again. That's the cycle of business. You make money, you spend money, and you repeat. Wash, rinse, and repeat. Seriously though, what that means for me as a business owner to be able to send this check out, it means so many more things than just writing a check. That means that we've successfully been able to keep our employees working and keep the food going, can keep this business churning. And that's half the battle, is staying in business. I mean, if you can just stay in business, you're already outperforming so many people who just can't stay in business and can't keep the lights on, much less to grow or to thrive. I mean, that's a whole other part of this whole roller coaster ride. But surviving is, I mean, that's what life's all about, is just staying above ground, right? And that makes me really proud. Every time I get to write one of these checks, it means that my business is still alive. And it's a beautiful thing. I think that was a really good note to end the vlog on today. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day playing with the kids, spending time with Holly, and getting some honeydews done around the house. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.